up, everyone? Indigo Imp here, and welcome back to my 10 subscriber special. This is part 2, and I'm just gonna pick up where we left off. So, let's continue.
Single pair of maracas. Not only yet is this another gameplay element that works in tandem with all the other moving parts going on, but it's also a relatable one. I mean, don't you hate it when that happens? I remember one time I dropped my keys on my PSP. I was homeless for 3 weeks. What do you do with these items after you find them, though? Well, luckily, you don't have to bring it back to another character that was looking for them in another area of the game, because much like how the game uses everyday real-life objects as collectibles, Nintendo loops that real-life theme back around by breaking the fourth wall and acknowledging you in real life too. The game respects you as an individual outside of its game world. It knows how busy real people are. It wants to save you time. So what you do instead is hand the item into the front desk and the game sorts it all out for you. But that's not all. You don't even need to run all the way back there. You can simply open the pause menu, choose the location of the front desk from one of your many stamps, and then walk there immediately. I mean, seriously, Switch 2 welcome tour. I love you. Just tell me to drop them and I'll say how low. What do all of us also really like in all of our games? Yes, player choice, and Welcome Tour doesn't skimp out on that either. If you want to run all the way back to the front desk from wherever you are, you absolutely can, thanks to the game's meticulously planned, intricate open world that loops back around on itself, much like in Dark Souls. And don't worry if you think you'd be moving too slow to do that. There's another character around here that tells you that you can hold B to run around. Nintendo have thought of everything here. And did you also know that Nintendo have had control sticks for a very long time? She seems to have an invisible light, She takes control and puts it into your eyes. So we're done with Area C, time to move on to Area D. And this part coming up...
Now he's a bandage over... What?
You get to go inside the Joy-Con.
I legitimately thought my video froze for a second.
Design trivia.
What did he say?
Have an invisible light, She takes control and puts it into your eyes. So we're all done with Area C, time to move on to Area D. And this part coming up...
You know, I bet...
You get to go inside the Joy-Con. I also actually really enjoyed a lot of the console design trivia. It's clear that a lot of thought went into this very affordable gadget, like how the dock has 4 rubber feet, but one of them has more plastic on the edge of the rubber than the other 3, so that it has more of a slide if you accidentally yank a cable to prevent it from tipping over. Or like how the system knows how much data to read and process from a Switch 1 game compared to a Switch 2 game based on a small notch in the Switch 2 cartridges. Good on Nintendo for making this game free. It's great to find out about the backwards compatibility though, because that was the most crucial aspect for me. If I'm getting a Switch 2, I need to be able to play Popeye. Oh god, who's this beef? Is that
this garbage game? I watched the Just Bad Games episode on this game.
New area, new obstacles, new challenges, and new stamps. Perfect. You got any hints for me, old boy? I can't find the rest of the stamps.
Are you kidding? What?
Huh, pretty awesome that we get to see the circuit board. Okay, man, you're not gonna believe this, but you can actually do this at home whenever you want.
No! No! Oh, no!
Get it to work.
Stop that! No!
Here it is.
You're wasting money! Oh, I just hate it when...
Oh, no. Is that you in there? Ugh.
Oh, stop. I just hate it when he destroys new tech like this. Come on.
I'm being spoiled even more.
You're throwing money out the window.
It's another quiz. What is the Joy-Con 2's accelerometer able to tell? Today's weather. Right then, I'm done with the already unforgettable Joy-Con 2 in an area. Or at least that's what I thought. Because out of nowhere, In another Easter egg reference to Dark Souls, like a chosen undead descending further into Blighttown, I've now ended up in an even deeper layer of the Joy-Con. So deep, in fact, I can't even show you what it looks like on YouTube. And despite being at the lowest possible geographical point, we're still finding people trying to jump and end it all 4 feet from the floor.
Seriously?
But don't worry, at least this guy has someone behind him to stop him. No, buddy, please stop, don't do it. There's so much to live for, like stamps. So magnets are used.
What do you say?
4 feet from the floor. But don't worry, at least this guy has someone behind him to stop him. No, buddy, please stop, don't do it. There's so much to live for, like stamps. So magnets are used to make it rumble. Your mummy is learning a lot today too. Please don't ever call me your mummy ever again.
Yeah.
Or are you talking to the lampshade next to you? Okay, right, we got some more insights here. I'm learning a lot today, more than I ever learned from school, or AA, or Rajneesh, or Blue's Clues. What better reward could there be for reading all that text than a quiz? I don't know. A blowy? Okay, seriously, we're like 5 hours into this campaign mode and you're only asking me now what these things are? Welcome, Tor. I do think you're wonderful, but your difficulty spikes are all over the place.
More mini games. Here we go.
Golf used to be only allowed for rich
Speed
people,
golf.
but not anymore. Now it's on the Switch too, for the low, low price of a mortgage. It's not just regular boring-ass golf, though. This is speed golf. Like Speed Maze. In the game industry, we call that leitmotif. The concept is very straightforward. You see, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode.
Of
and
course.
That, you
The
aim your
Switch
golf
2
club
Joy-Cons
with
have a
the
new mouse mode.
Hold the click to ready your shot, and then shove the mouse gently or hardly to hit the ball towards the grass throat. Here is part 1 of the minigame, the beginner course.
Dang, okay. Nice.
Here is part 2 of the minigame, the winding course. And before I even begin, I'm warned by the assistant that part 2 is pretty curvy, which is very lucky because I happen to be fat phobic, so thank you for giving me a metal club. Despite all the warnings though, and a few failed attempts, it doesn't matter.
Oh, wow.
Another hole in one.
That is actually...
We move on to part 3 of the minigame, angular course.
That is
now, listen
actually
here,
awesome.
Sunshine. So far compared to everything else in Welcome Tour I have played, lived, I must say the Speed Golf 3 Angular course undoes itself in quality. It's extremely rare, if not endangered, to encounter a later part of a game that appears easier than the earlier parts and that requires less specific accuracy, yet somehow keeps you playing it for 25 minutes. But Speed Golf 3 found a way, and I know that it looks like I'm doing something wrong on purpose, but that's the great thing about Speed Golf 3. Even though it's just 3 straight shots from a starting point to a hole, it really doesn't hold back by testing you without falling back on the crippling concessions and mechanic constraints of modern mainstream gaming. Speed Golf 3 fires at you without holding your hand because you need to figure out how to hold your own hand yourself, and I mean that completely literally. Even after 25 minutes of trying to do this properly, I still cannot figure out how or why certain hand movements cause certain levels of power. If you swing hard and short, the ball barely moves at all, and if you swing hard and short, the ball gets sued so hard that it flees the country.
Dang,
I still cannot
inconsistent
understand
there,
how this works, and I'm not a game dev or a controller engineer or a Switch 2, but all I can say is that length and speed of the swing seems to affect the ball completely randomly, and I just don't get it. I'm not complaining though. I recognize my own limitations and my lack of understanding. There's probably a reason for all of this, and I just don't understand it. And regardless, I appreciate the difficulty. Welcome Tour by definition is not for first timers, and it's refreshing to play a game without any hand holding or tutorial panels. The last golf game I played, yellow paint all over the place. I'm not an idiot. I know where every hole is, thank you. And it's an extra bonus if you swing the club and hit the ball vertically up, but then it goes the other way because it forgot something in Tesco's. I wasn't aware that the golf ball itself was trying to get away from the hole because it's actually an enemy, but it does make sense when you consider how advanced the enemy AI is throughout the rest of the game. Not to mention, all of this stuff also added a substantial 25 minutes to my playtime. That's not bad at all, especially for a launch title that's built into the console and didn't cost anything. At least we're now at the end of the area after all of that. That's good. I feel very accomplished, and we close it all off by finding out that this new button on the controller is in fact the cha-cha button.
Long Dennis. Okay. Oh, did you actually? What? Okay.
Oh, hello, Long Dennis.
Hey.
It's been too long.
You've made it this far into the game, so now you're on the sudden death question. If you get it right, you double your winnings. If you get it wrong, you die.
I'm happy with either.
Here we go. And your question is, do you know why the L and R buttons are longer?
They aren't longer.
Oh, no.
Oh no! You got the question wrong!
Oh.
But luckily for you, your answer activated the gaslighting bonus.
What?
Meaning you get to try another question. How have the L and R buttons been modified to ensure that they feel satisfying to press?
Do not mess this up,
I
Caddy.
definitely
Do not.
know this, for real. 2 shafts and springs were added.
Yeah!
Yeah!
You win the double jackpot!
Oh! What is it?
Alright.
I must use the bathroom.
Okay, well.
Oh, sorry. It's just down the hall and then you...
Finished!
But you didn't leave. There's no mess on the floor. How did you do that?
It's long!
Oh, oh.
When I'm playing Nintendo Switch 2
Ow, I
Welcome Tour,
felt that.
do you know what I
I actually felt that.
love more than my time exploring around Joy-Con 2R inner area? My time exploring around Joy-Con 2 strap area. I have been seeing a lot of negative talk about this game online, which should all be criminalized, but my question to you all is that how can you dislike a video game that features a hub world area that is a strap? You get to walk on the straps, you get to find things hidden underneath the twists of the straps, you get to learn absolutely everything you wanted to know about the straps. Having this in the game is huge for the industry of big strap. Whoa, you can loop the strap around your wrist. The strap has feet to let it slide easier. It has a spring and 2 small pieces of rubber to stop the strap shaking. It is a strap. It's stuck together with a running stitch, satin stitch, zigzag stitch, running stitch, running stitch. The strap can form a loop. It's fairly thin. You can detach the strap and put it back on. Oh man, really? Does it also strap? Well, now I know everything there is to know about straps. I mean, it even explained to me in detail how loops in a rope work. So I'm more than ready for a quick quiz about straps. What are the tiny springs inside the straps designed for? To catapult rubber bands. What can you do with the Joy-Cons once you've looped them? You know what? I don't know. What do you think, Strap?
What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Use me as a two-way radio.
Well, I'll be blowed. You're right. I guess nobody else.
Okay, I just thought. I actually legitimately thought the strap was talking in like silence, like Fox from an anime Insanity, but turns out it was just thinking.
Know better about the strap than the strap. Thanks, Strap. And by the way, you look strapping.
Oh, thanks. I'm actually going to a christening.
Oh, really?
Aww.
Who's it for?
A strap.
Okay. More mini-games! Here we go!
There's only one mini-game in Strap World, split up into 3 parts.
Only one.
But rest assured, it tests all that you have learned about the strap and how strong it is while you're shaking the motion controller around. By making you hold the controller down flat on the table. But it's okay. It's not just that. Because you've got to click on things and be quick about
my
it.
goodness.
It's click quick. Click quick tick, click quick click, brick on dick.
Okay. Oh!
It isn't just clicking on things quickly either. What are you, a freak? You also have to click accurately, because if you click anywhere else other than the targets, you fail the minigame and need to start again. It's like if you're playing whack-a-mole, but if you hammer anything else other than a mole, you lose 1 day of your lifespan. Luckily for us though, we can be much quicker and more accurate while playing this, because we don't need to use the analog sticks, since the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, making this minigame a lot more reasonable to do quickly. This is part 1 of the minigame, where all you have to do is hit one
fast
target.
do you need to go
You start here, move here, and click.
Do you want to see how quick they want you to do this for the hidden third gold medal?
Yeah, that still wasn't fast enough. Hashtag
0.15. Oh! Oh, it's infuriating. I can't possibly do something like
Thinking about
this.
this a little more though, I haven't
Seriously.
mentioned anything about the music yet, have I? Well, hey, if there's any place to do it, it's definitely here, because the soundtrack is so good here that they allow you to relive the first 3 seconds of it on repeat over and over again as you try to get your high score.
It's a repeat. Oh. Nope. Yeah. Nope.
Part 2 is called Part 2 because there's 2 more targets than the last.
How fast?
Do you want to see how quick they want you to do this for the hidden third gold medal?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that still wasn't fast enough.
Oh. I might do
Part 3
this.
is called Part 3 because there are 4 targets and they move.
Do you
Fine,
want...
go ahead.
Yeah, that still wasn't fast
1
enough.
second. Okay, maybe not. This seems a bit too hard for me. Wow. Well, good for you.
Well, as fun as that was, we are now
Oh.
done with Joy-Con 2 strap area. And we've not only had a
You have a
blast
jack
so
of-
far,
you have a
but
jack
we've
of
also learned a
Joy-Con
lot
2
about how this
straps.
console works, from the advanced controller vibration to all the clever little audio recording improvements.
Yeah.
So it's really surprising that 6 worlds in, the first person you speak to didn't know there was a microphone.
This is Nintendo Switch 2 dock
Alright,
area,
the dock.
better known as a reef, and it is going to go out of its way to educate you on what the Switch
A
2
reef.
dock is and what it's able
I like
to
how
do.
they pronounced
For
it.
instance, did you know that the dock isn't just a stand for the Switch 2? It also connects the Switch 2 to the TV.
Yeah.
Since when? That's not the only insight either. You also get an
Okay.
explanation for why the dock has a hunchback. It's because it's easier to access the controller detach buttons, not because it's following the curvature of the Earth. I mean, the sheer dump truck of knowledge this game provides you with, while you're not even aware because you're playing a game, needs to be commended.
Don't
I
insert
haven't
a
had
Switch
this much
1
learning
console
happen
into
to
a
me
Switch
without
2
me
dock.
realizing since RM Math's learning system. Look at
What
this,
the-
they even have an entire information
Wait, what the? What's that?
to access the controller detach buttons, not because it's following the curvature of the Earth. I mean, the sheer dump truck of knowledge this game provides you with, while you're not even aware because you're playing a game, needs to be commended. I haven't had this much learning happen to me without me realizing since RM Math's...
What is this? Is this like an old school computer game or?
learning system.
Like-
Look at
like
this,
I
they
used to
even
have?
have an entire information booth
Wow, what's the
dedicated
young
to
kid?
slightly raised spots. I haven't seen any booths like this since the COVID test center. There's a quiz about the dock, and then another quiz about the
Okay.
dock, and then a quiz about the AC adapter.
There's so much
Finished off with a
quizzes.
man staring at the health and safety engravings like they're Egyptian hieroglyphics. There's even a reason why the
Okay.
back of the dock is round. There really is an insight for everything. She's not even listening to me.
Alright.
I'll be your wife. Come on, let's skip on over to the registry office and finalize the
Okay.
divorce. By the way, do you know why I want a husband? I'll tell you. It's because I want somebody legally tied to me so they can't run away whenever I want to play.
More minigames! Here we go!
And what better minigame to force your spouse to play with you than spot the individual moving pixel?
Oh. Okay. Spot a pixel? Oh, you have to spot pixels? Oh my...
I
Wow,
did
you-
that with my wife blood ritual.
You
And don't
have
get
nice
disappointed
eyes.
yet, all
That's-
you part
wow.
2 lovers, because there is also indeed a part 2. Except this time, the individual moving pixels aren't just moving. They're moving in another way. Look, I don't know if it was
Oh,
these new
boy.
eyes I just put in recently, or if I'm just that good at spotting white things running away from me, but I didn't find this that
I
difficult
can't really
at all.
see them
Although
there.
I will admit, I am being
I
carried
think my
a lot by
TV
how
is-
quick and
isn't-
simple it is to click on these pixels.
Oh, and you have
due
to do
the
it in
brand new feature
15
of the Switch
seconds.
2 Joy-Cons having
a new mouse mode.
In fact, there are many mini-games and even tech demos that aren't even possible to do without the correct technology outside of what Nintendo themselves can offer you. This is a fresh and innovative style of difficulty scaling, IMO. Not only do you need to get better at the challenges, the game scales along with you as you learn, but you also need to have the correct hardware in real life to even do some of those challenges in the first place. After all, being poor is a skill issue, so what better way to motivate players to do better at the in-game challenges itself than to get them to do better at life outside of the game. If you want to complete Welcome Tour, you are actively encouraged to get outside, stop being such a doormat, and make more munt in order to buy a 4K HDR TV in order to play 4K Pixel Hunt. If you want the hunt, you need the munt. But yes, I know. Doesn't this all sound a little bit, homophobic? No, it isn't, which is why the game includes its own cheat system to help out those people that can't afford the rest of the stuff they need to complete the game, or that they can afford it but can't get it anywhere in stock. You can actually input a specific sequence of buttons while talking to the mites attached to your console, and they'll allow you to skip the minigame you are locked out from doing. Even cooler, this button sequence is actually Morse code for SOS, spit on salad. And topping it all off, you don't even get a gold medal. You get a second place medal in the special shade of You Tried Grey. Let's also say for a second that you do pull your finger out and actually head out to make something of yourself, buy a 4K HDR TV, and then come back to finish off your brand new Switch 2 game. You could get home, hook it all up, open up the mini game that was locked out to you initially, and then remember that you're blind. You can't even see the pixels moving after all of that, and the mini game is still not able to be finished, which makes this silver medal skipping system all the more valuable. Gatekeeping in video games is a touchy topic, usually only reserved for set examples like Elden Ring or Croc 2, but here I don't even think it applies, because Switch 2 Welcome Tour doesn't give a shit whether or not you've got the wrong hardware or the wrong organs. If you can't do something, tough. Good luck getting car finance. It wears the gatekeeping on its sleeve and doesn't waste your time making you think that you could possibly do it. It just stops you immediately. And by the way, enjoy your great dinner plate. You could look at this as a bad thing, and that's fair, but I can't. Because ultimately, nobody really misses out, since Switch 2 Welcome Tour doesn't cost anything. Okay, sick. We got all the stats from
I still haven't researched on whether Switch 2 Welcome Tour is like free or not. I'm probably gonna look at I'm gonna look up after this video, and editor, can you put I'm just whatever.
So now we've got to go over to a read.
Editor, can you tell viewers whether or not it's free now? Okay, thanks.
Next area is Area G. You can climb to new heights in there. So long as you aren't in a wheelchair, ableist. This is Nintendo Switch 2 camera area.
The camera!
We're 7 out of 12 in the game, which means that we're nearly halfway through. And if you thought the gatekeeping on minigames and tech demos was good before, well, boy oh boy, have you not seen anything yet. Because this entire world does nothing for you at all, unless you have the real-life object that the world itself is built on.
Oh boy, you need the camera.
If you don't have the camera, you can still have the quiz. How do you close the shutter? You will it. So we finish the quiz and then get interrupted yet again by the apparently escaped mental patient with her doctor behind her, and she begins to sow another seed for the endgame by suggesting that the final part of the dodge spike minigame is impossible. I bet you're all thinking, didn't we already do the final dodge spike minigame? How interesting. So we've got another threat looming over us, and I was already struggling to deal with the eventual end battle with the vacuous scab. Hey, how's your medal collection going? I want to see. Wait, huh? How do you have so many? Well, I still have more than you. So there. Well, you know what, kid? I
do you though?
Your mum. So after this, we get invited into
Wait, what?
Well, I still have more than you. So there. Yeah. Well, you know what, kid? I did your mum. So after
Yeah,
this,
that's
we
what I
get
thought.
invited into a lift, taking us to the top of the camera and highest point of the Switch 2, unless you leave the camera on the floor. And through a couple more insights, we begin to learn that the camera itself is so good, it's useless for landscapes without faces in them. In a stunning surprise as well, it turns out that Nintendo felt a little too guilty about people not having money for a 4K HDR TV or fingers for the touchscreen. So they have the graciousness to allow you to use another USB camera with the console, just in case you don't have the official ones or they were out of stock everywhere.
And hey,
Alright.
I was in London before the console launched. I played Mario Party with the camera while I was in labour.
Oh.
This isn't a new thing whatsoever. This here is an iToy game.
Yeah.
And I've got an iToy camera.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to put the iToy camera in there.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you're gonna throw. Yellow. Oh. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh.
Well, it's okay. I was gifted one of these consoles after the premiere. I'll just send it back. Wait, they didn't gift me one.
What? What? More minigames!
The content is back in overdrive here because this world treats you with 2 minigames once again.
2.
Double the amount from the last world, which was 1. First up, we've got Feel the Shape and Feel the Shape 2, the alphabet. Now, I think it's safe to say that every minigame so far has been flawless, but this one is flawless. It's the best game out of the lot.
Yeah.
But why? Well, a brand new feature of the Switch 2 console is that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode. And what you do is hold the Joy-Con in this mouse mode and hover it over this brown mystery. You'll feel rumbles in the controller whenever you touch the outlines of a particular shape, and then you use all of that info together to get it wrong. You see, the issue is, when you've got a selection of guesses in front of you that are different enough from each other, you have a very high chance of being able to quickly guess what the shape is. But the second it gives you 20 shapes or letters to pick from, pentagons feel like diamonds, X's feel like K's, hexagons feel like circles, N's feel like H's, and the game wants you to do this quickly for the medals, within 30 seconds total across 5 guesses for both parts. You haven't got time to feel around the intricate ridges that separate an E from a B. You've got places to be. What are you? A B? The only problem I have with this minigame, though, is how much of the alphabet they sadly had to cut. I don't know if it was budget or developer crunching for the release date of the Switch 2, but I would have loved to have seen a nice big S and have a good feel around it. This minigame is also another chance that the soundtrack gets to spread its wings, and in all the same great ways as it did during the Mouse Maze game from earlier. You see, every time you fail a guess and need to start again, the soundtrack does the same thing and starts again with you. But since you'll be rushing trying to get all of your guesses in under 30 seconds, you'll be making a ton of mistakes, which means you'll be hearing a ton of...
the soundtrack will be repeating. It's a... Nope. Yep. Knew it. Okay, I just... Hold on. Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt the music for a second, but I neglected to mention that the mouse mode actually also works on your leg.
Yeah, I just... Okay, I just thought of something. Who actually won? I actually want to know who actually won Caddy's bucket hat. I actually kind of want to know.
But that's not what we came all the way to Cameraland for, was it? No, we want to use the camera, and use it we shall, with one of the very few single-part mini-games, Facial Impressions. A game where you begin initially very impressed that it can figure out exactly what your own dumbfounded face looks like before you even pop up on the screen, and then get even more impressed that the face within the game somehow knows you have diagnosed ADHD and begins doing an impression of you after a laugh. What would be a very easy mini-game of simply copying the randomized expressions is made that much more special when you find yourself fighting the face to keep still while it repeatedly mirrors you perfectly. The true you that wants to come out. The minigame is an exploration of personal introspection, outward perception, and the player coming to terms with who they really are. Because as the insights told us earlier, the camera can see you perfectly clear. It knows this is you better than you know yourself. And it's a machine.
Okay, these face examples
can't
they're-
force it
they're
to make a
kind of-
specific face, and you can't trick it into making a specific face. So once you accept yourself for who you truly are and how
Okay,
you truly look, can you
not
then
gonna
only
lie,
begin to
this
gain
face looks
confidence,
kinda
work
funny.
in tandem with your mug, and finally get all 3 gold medals. What do you mean 14 out of 20 eyebrows? They're identical. How much more eyebrow do you need?
Do I not have enough?
Okay.
That
Oh.
was a lovely time away in Area G. It was
Okay.
my favoritist area of all the areas. What do you think about it, Pumpkin Woman? I'm so glad I came here today. This was a nice change of pace. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
I didn't invite you. I'd rather you weren't here.
Dang, okay.
Wow. This really is the highest point of the Switch 2.
Okay.
I
Sure.
can see everything from here.
Like,
Whoa! No way!
Oh.
Is that a trapped fingernail?
oh,
wizard!
that's kind of gross.
Can I try a piece?
Oh, no! Ah. Uh-huh, okay. Yeah, no! Okay. Oh.
This is Nintendo Switch 2 Pro
Nice.
Controller area, and it is Area H. When I arrived at the gate in order to pass through, I was
Okay.
delighted to see everything being separated by a giant empty corridor with nothing in it.
Yeah?
Like all good corridors should be. And then I had the same question in my
Uh-huh.
head that you do right now. Do we finally get to touch grass?
Nope, sorry.
But you do get a lady telling you where you're going right under the sign that tells you where you're already going. Talk about building suspense for a grand reveal, because this interactive cutscene corridor sequence really gets your mind racing on what this world could possibly look
Oh.
like. And before you know it,
Yeah.
you're there. Wow. I wonder what kind of
Ooh,
people
what?
you'll find hanging around in a place like this. Would you look at this curvature? Are you objectifying this controller? Okay, maybe that was a bad
Okay,
example. I can't imagine that everyone that has a Switch 2 is a misogynist. What do you think, Pooh Hair? I
Yeah,
wonder
w-
what kind of mold was used to cast the seamless grips. Pond mold. Cool, so everybody here is insane. Exactly what I figured walking in. But maybe I would be just as insane if I learned some insights about this
Oh, more
curvy hussy with
quizzes,
seamless
okay.
grips. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller Insights. Part 1, it's different. Part
Yeah.
2, the buttons are different. Part 3,
Yeah.
it plugs in. Great, now I'm ready
Yeah,
for the
thanks.
quiz. How do I
Okay.
enable wired mode for the controller? Eat a bagel. And yes, I know this is probably a hot take, so forgive me. But personally, even though I adore the original, I
Yeah.
always thought that Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller Insights Quiz 2 was the better film. Something else I noticed here, this is the only world in the whole game where individuals have completely lost their families. What is happening in this place?
Yeah,
Daddy,
what?
you just have to try it.
Yeah.
Daddy? Where did you go?
Oh.
Sorry, little girl. I think Daddy was supposed to be holding your hand,
Oh,
but he couldn't keep his
no.
hands off the seamless grips. I stopped for a quick nap, and now I can't find my family.
More minigames!
This is Open the Glugger Locks, a 3-part
Oh.
minigame series that's a unique take on the
Open the
classic
locks.
game pushing buttons. Part 1 is Die Hard, Part 2 is Die Harder, Part 3 is
Yep.
Die Hardest. Not much else to say. Simple yet perfect, as everything else has been so
Okay.
far. And to get the third hidden medal, you just have to follow the button press and hold sequences as fast as you can. The simplicity even
Alright.
extends to your own ability to start the minigame in the first place, because if you don't have a Pro Controller, you can't. Whenever you play this, it really does feel like you're unlocking a big thing that's not there. And
Yeah.
that's all I can ask for, really. And it's another reminder that I'm better than you because I'm playing a part of Welcome Tour that you can't, because I have a Pro Controller and you don't. I marvel
Yeah.
at your rapidity. Thank you. At least someone does.
Dang.
Overall, it's the
So
perfect
am
video
I.
game adaptation of the age-old question, how well do you know where your thumbs belong? And it's even got creative subtitles. Part
Yeah.
1 is normal, Part
Yeah.
3 is shuffle,
Yeah.
and Part 2 is long.
Oh, shut up, you. Oh. Oh, now he's lost his legs.
This
Oh.
is Joy-Con 2L inner area, and it is
Right.
area H. So this
The
is
actual
what happens when you
area
get all
H.
of the stamps in an area built like a camera. Let's see what the parasites of the inner Joy-Cons have to say. Huh? You want to
Okay.
know the trick? Just don't be afraid of sticking out. You know what? Good advice. Last time I heard that was from my doctor. Oh, Dad, we don't have enough medals.
Ho, ho, ho. Don't worry, son. If you'd like more, I'll send you to Dunkirk.
Yeah, no, I don't like these people. Gimme a quiz after midnight. Preferably a quiz about analog sticks, please. Oh, and you know, look at that. There's one.
Yeah,
Did you know that the
another
Joy-Con 2
quiz.
analog sticks are quite different from the Joy-Con 1 analog sticks? Yes, they work.
No joke.
What is a new feature that makes the analog sticks more comfortable to use? They emit a nice scent when you move them.
Okay.
Like me. After this, I get told to look for some hidden screws on the Joy-Cons, and then it pulls the rug from under me and reveals that the screws are actually here when they know I've got the straps on because they told me to put the straps on, and I can't possibly check there because the straps are on. This is actually a very good practical joke, and I've got a brilliant sense of humor. Well done, Nintendo. The writing in this comedy game is unmatched. It's up there with the Stanley Parable and Fear and Hunger. On top of that, we also find out that the screws are actually hidden by a cover so that we don't touch screws during gameplay, which I am overjoyed to hear. I've always loved playing games, but I did always wonder when they'd stop making me touch screws. What makes the SL and SR buttons different from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2? They've been removed. The connectors used to attach the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the Switch 2 have been designed to ease the process. But in what way? They have eyes.
Oh. What?
No, they don't. It's a console.
Lots and lots of minigames!
This is Color the Shapes, which sadly I think will lead me to my second major criticism of Welcome Tour, because the title of the minigame says the plural shapes, but you only color in one. In this minigame, you need to take one of your Joy-Cons, twist it 90 degrees onto its side, and put it flat on the table in order to activate the hidden feature, which is that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, after which the minigame itself gives you a Photoshop brush that you can't adjust the width of that needs to fit in the shape as fast as possible without you going over the edges. The faster you go, the closer you get to that steaming hot third golden medal. Dude, why are you playing Fortnite? What's wrong with you? Don't you want to color a triangle? It's okay though, everyone, don't worry. This whole minigame isn't just this shape. This is another one of those chunky four-parter minigame series, and they're all unique for their own twists on the core gameplay. Part 1, color the shape. Part 2, color the shape. Part 3, color the shape. Part 4, blow up Parliament. After this is the second minigame of the inside of your Switch 2 Joy-Con world, Match the Rumble. It's a memory game in 2 parts where you have to match this rumble with this rumble. And if you make any more than 3 mistakes in total, you don't get that third gold medal. I will say though, I do think that the golfer should match with the trouser zipper, because you cannot separate a golfer from his hand undoing it. I suppose you could say that it's massively down to luck in the beginning parts of the game, because you can't feel a rumble unless you already commit to picking a rumble. But I would say that luck has nothing to do with it at all, because the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode that allows you to play the game. Part 1 of the minigame makes you try to match 6 pairs of rumble, and part 2 of the minigame is that there is no part 2. The rumble is over. But don't worry, the rumble can continue if we just make it up. For instance, you remember how earlier I picked up a pair of glasses for a side quest? Well, did you know that if you have one of those side quest items on you, if you try to pick up another one, you can't?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I want to run on top of a Joy-Con grip. Well, you should have said earlier, you prick, because I can give it to you with Area I, a video game world that is sure to go down in history as one of the video game worlds. Joy-Con 2 grip area. Oh my, one's little head bone does perplex and bemuse. What insights could there possibly be for a plastic grip? Well, it turns out it's not a Joy-Con grip. It's the real Slim Shady, because it stands up. Which of the following is used to attach a Joy-Con 2 controller to the Joy-Con 2 grip? The power of love. You know something? I'm actually going to give Switch 2
make one man weep, make another man sing.
Towards quizzes, I just had to do that. Yes, even after all of the other compliments I've given.
You know what? I gotta record myself singing the music sometimes, you know?
Happening, the game is just doing everything
And upload
right.
that to my
Whenever
second
you do
channel.
a quiz, it's a quiz, so it's already great on the offset. But also, when you get to the end of it, the results screen does this little check over your answers before it gives you the final result.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
I personally really love that extra little bit of time the game spends teasing you. Are you gonna win? Are you gonna lose? Well, bucko, just hang on another 1 second and a bit and you'll find out. The rush I get every time I finish a quiz and the tension waiting to see if I did good or not is one of the biggest satisfying gameplay loops that kept me going until the end of the game. Does it matter that the losing screen is actually completely different and doesn't build up anything before telling you you lost, meaning that the build up is only in the winning screen, meaning that if you see it you know you've already won and don't need the build-up in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of pointless. Yeah, what's the point if...
No, because I love it when video games edge me.
Whoa! Minigames!
For a video game world based on a grip, the amount of minigames to experience did not disappoint. 3 of them. The first minigame is no. The second minigame is a classic old school Nintendo affair called Balloon Gunt. And I call it a classic Nintendo affair because this minigame is so good you'll cheat on your life with it. And also because, don't forget, Nintendo are indeed a family-friendly, all-American Christian company. So what better way to avoid poisoning the minds of our children than by making a first-person shooter where the enemies are Swedish people, I mean balloons. It's really big of Nintendo to admit that even shooting ink at fish was too violent. Which it is. So pat on the back. If anything is ever going to need to be shot in a video game, it's floating rubber shaped like a tit. As you probably guessed, because you're very clever and I'm proud of you, you strafe with the left stick and then control the camera's direction with the cursor feature, activated by the Switch 2 Joy-Con and its new mouse mode. The quicker you shoot the balloons, the better medal you get. And what's better than finally snagging that hidden third medal? A part 2 of the same minigame in order to get another hidden third medal.
You have to be more
time though, it's with double balloons, where you have to still shoot all the things as quickly as possible, but this time also need to get better with your accuracy in order to really pop that ovary. And capping it all off is part 3, triple balloons, where you've still got to shoot all of the things as quickly as possible all over again, but this time also spend over 11 minutes trying to break the top record, and then suddenly realize your massive fingers have been rubbing the table too much and your knuckle has gone backwards. The third and final minigame is another right knee slapper called Scrape Off Stain Removal. You rub a stain off. I know that sounds really boring, but trust me, it isn't. Because it's made all the more fun when you rub that stain off using the Switch 2 Joy-Cons and new mouse mode. Oh my giddy Aunt Fanny, I can't believe how much better Welcome Tour just keeps getting. I thought this was one of the mini-games, not one of the tech demos demonstrating the Switch 2's new mind reader. How did you all know that all I ever wanted was Scrape Off 2, Stubborn Stain Removal?
Oh, there's a 2, okay. It's a hand.
Oh no, I scraped too much. I made a wheel on my leg.
And what a coincidence is that, because after getting all the stamps from the Lost World, we get to go to a very special kind of world.
Oh, is it the wheels? Is it the wheel? Yep. It's the wheel world.
Yes, everybody, it's time for what we've all been waiting for. Welcome to Joy-Con 2 wheel area.
Okay.
And after having a brief little shop around for some kind of reason or sense to how we got here, we head straight for the insights, learn all there is to know about the Switch 2's plastic wheel accessory, and then discover in the quiz that the wheel has been turned inside out.
Dang,
what kind of people do you think spend a day out with their families standing on a wheel?
That guy.
These people. What was that? You're gonna have to speak up! There's
What
nobody
about?
there. What am I doing?
What are
You're
you
beyond
doing?
help. You know how Nintendo is
Minigames.
and always has been absolutely masterful at theming? Well, what better minigame to treat you to on the Joy-Con 2 wheel world than stunt driving?
Of
a
course.
fast-paced on-rails racer where you don't use the Joy-Con 2 wheel. Instead, there's a special trick you
Don't
can
use
do
the
with the
wheel?
Joy-Con when you hold the side of it flat down on a table, because the
Oh.
Switch 2 Joy-Cons
Has
have
a
a
new
new
mouse
mouse mode
mode.
that makes this minigame far more manageable. No wheels needed. Accessibility is
Yep.
very important. Don't forget, Nintendo knows this. So like, if you can't afford a £75 Pro controller,
Yeah.
that's obviously cheap enough where I do understand them locking out content until you buy one. You can
Yeah.
easily just get up and get one really quickly and easily to finish off the rest of the game. It's a small price to pay, but that can be taken too far, and it's really thoughtful of Nintendo to allow you to play this part of the game with the mouse mode if you can't afford the much more expensive Joy-Con wheel at £17 for two of them. Watch in excitement as you balance
Okay,
on each
sure.
half of the car's wheels to hit as many speed boosts as possible and avoid
Ooh, this is-
sausages to get that elusive
Sausages.
third hidden golden
This just
medal.
feels real. This just feels real good to me because. I hate it when that.
So we've got all of the stamps in Area K.
Yeah, that racing bit just feels real good to me because I'm a big fan of racing games.
All 8 of them. It's actually the smallest world in the whole game in terms of literal size, even smaller than the strap world. And that's saying
Dang.
something, because that's a strap. But there's a reason
Okay.
this world is so small. It's because it's merely an appetizer for the final world of the game.
Okay
Oh.
then, where do you guys think we could possibly go next after every other Switch 2 part we've explored?
I don't
What
know.
have they saved for the end? Yes, it's the Switch 2. Now, I think it's safe to say that
what's
Switch 2
inside
Welcome
the
Tour
Switch
is
2
a
with
modern
the Switch 2
masterpiece. I was
console
confident in
itself.
that assessment by
Alright.
the time we got to World B and guessed the frame rate. In fact, the game could have ended at Area D and I would have been satisfied. Everything else
Yeah?
after that was a bonus. But like
Alright.
all legendary men and women of history, it doesn't know when to stop. And just when you thought that the game of the year couldn't get any better, you get vored into your Switch 2 console and then
Yep.
find out that Nintendo consoles used to use cables. Welcome to the
Alright,
biggest
then.
world in the whole game. Suitably massive and suitably epic for the
Wow.
suitably ending. And after the 7 hours and 50 minutes I've spent completing everything to make it this far, I'm
Yeah.
rewarded with the most amount of reading and quizzes in the whole game. The screen insight
Yeah.
quizzes are so in-depth, they go on for 4 parts.
4.
Thank you. Thank you. I now know so much about the inner workings of how the Switch 2 functions, I think I'm ready to pick
Wow.
up a headset for Nintendo customer service. I told you this game was brilliant, everybody, and this is proof. I've had the best
Yeah.
fun I've ever had, and I got workforce training. Then I can use that training to get
Okay.
myself a job at Nintendo customer service, and then
Yeah.
make enough money to buy a 4K HDR TV to
Oh.
finally allow myself to finish the game that trained me to make money to buy a 4K HDR
Oh.
TV to finish the game.
Oh, it's an
Art.
endless
This
cycle,
game is
boy.
art. It doesn't come on a cartridge, it comes on an cartridge! And what better way to start closing off this game than by doing the main gameplay mechanic we've learned how to master after all this playtime? Running. And the game pulls out all the stops here by putting 1,000 new obstacles to get in our way. Microchips and processors.
Yep.
Should you be able to jump or stand over them? No, because that's hand-holding, and I for one like challenge in my games. I want to feel the struggle from being stuck on microchips just so I can feel the eventual pure elation when I finally get to run down a giant piss road in order to earn a microphone stamp. Only
Dang,
17
alright.
to go? Oh, why can't it be 18? Don't end! But stamps are only one
Okay.
part of the conversation here. What new tidbits of information can we pass while we're performing keyhole surgery on
what?
Nintendo's latest child? I might as well just front load all of it now because it is a lot. Saving all of the coursework until the very end, I'm all here for it. For starters, we find out here that the Switch 2 can't use
Alright.
micro SD cards. Instead, you need to use micro SD cards. And on top of that,
Alright.
they also used graphite around the SD card slot to
Yeah.
control the heat. I know another thing that used graphite to control the
Okay.
heat, and it worked perfectly. Chernobyl. We also discovered a bit more about the battery, and in a shocking move of bravery from Nintendo, they decided to just be brutally honest about it by saying, hey, we tried our hardest. I don't know how anybody could complain about that. It's not like you're being lied to. They tried. It's fine. And the console will still tell you that it's out of battery when the percentage says that it isn't. But more importantly, from full charge, you'll maybe get at least 1 hour from Mario Kart. Again,
at least
don't
an hour.
complain though, as they themselves remind you, if you used the original Switch battery, that time would be even less. So if you think 60 minutes of Mario Kart isn't enough, well, if it was on the other battery, that would take it down to 50. You know what this is? This final world is Nintendo apologizing. After 8 hours of them telling you how great the Switch 2 is, they're still big enough to acknowledge their faults, admit they're not that great, and take accountability at the final hurdle, all within a playable format. The detail here is so rich, they even named the area after all the L's that they were willingly going to take here.
Yep.
And the game is free. The savage honesty here must be commended, and these L's within Area L don't stop coming, even to the extent of the people that you can talk to. The console speakers are nice, but the headphones are better. And how about the doctor's patient talking to you once again and letting you know that in one of the tech demos you already did over 2 hours ago, if you go back to it, you can honk a horn in it. This is Nintendo's defining statement. Their soul shamelessly being laid bare for all to scrutinize, and all at the final stretch of the game. It's bold, it's brazen, it's fearless. I don't see how anyone can call it a negative, and I want it in every future video game. It doesn't matter how ride or die you are for supporting Nintendo, or how invested you are in this game, or even if Nintendo takes that monumental of a risk of possibly losing you and undoing all the love you have built for the game at that very final moment. They are still not above just telling you outright that the Switch 2's screen is fine, but the Switch 1's OLED screen is better. Here's a quiz question. Is the red light on the Switch 2 screen produced by an apple peel? You know what? It might as well be. Why not? After everything else I found out, the whole console is held together with super glue and spit. What other flaws are there to learn? How about this? The Switch 2's GPU is several times faster than the Switch 1, and it's so powerful it can fully render a PS1 man. We also find out more about the screen itself and how it's been pushed into the console body more than the Switch 1's was, precisely by the width of a piece of paper, because according to Nintendo, it prevents it from coming into contact with the floor or other surfaces. Few things about that. First of all, the analog sticks do a fine enough job of that already. You would have known that if you did more tests. Secondly, if your Joy-Cons aren't connected to the console, in what situation would you ever have it gently face down on a perfectly flat surface anyway? The stand doesn't allow it to fall forward, so if it did get...
I'm sorry, I was looking at my Switch 1 over there, and I was wondering if it was face down.
Knocked down screen first, the screen itself would slam on the floor, and then that paper width of extra gappage won't save the screen from the fact it was just slammed on the floor. Thirdly, what floors are you talking about to avoid contact with the screen? Have you been to England before? England is wonky. There's no flat here. It's broken, just like your screen would be if you left it on the floor. In England. Oh, what's this? What's this? The Switch 2 console can feel human emotions?
What?
Good. Then you'll be offended if I call you console slurs. Now, if you don't mind, I need to have a quick moment alone with your rather long and thin IC. Bye!
What?
It's the final area. What did I expect? Of course the stamps were going to be carefully hidden. Don't you keep me away from my stamps, you fuck! Where are they? Where are they? Oh, I found one.
Oh, okay.
A person stamp. Shoot, we don't have enough medals. What should we do? Want to go back to the previous area and get some more medals? Yes? What else can you do? It's been decades since an exhibition's had me this fired up. It's not that. You're standing on the heat pipe. Good to know that even until the very last level, the people inside the Switch 2 are just as far gone as the people on top of it. Alright game, okay, reel it in a bit. Put it back in your pant. I do absolutely adore quizzes, make no mistake. And this lady knows it. You deserve a quiz, I'd say.
Yeah,
yes, I do. But I will be harsh for a sec. I think that maybe there's just a bit too many at the final part of the game. Look at this. I'm now learning insights all about the Wii U chat for the Wii U. And now, to check that I am indeed paying attention, one of the questions is making sure I know that in order to talk to someone else with the speak accessory, I have to use my voice. We're nearly there though, everybody, so you just need to keep your quizzing shoes on for a few more minutes. And after learning everything you'd ever need to know about the file size 256 gigabytes, we get treated to the history of storage and fans.
Alright, here we go.
Oh no, Rosie, my sister, why are you playing the Sega Mega Drive on your Switch when you should be playing the Heat Dissipation Insights quiz?
Okay.
Oh, and another thing, there are actually more heat dissipation insights. Really? Like what? I thought I already learned everything when I was told that electronics get hot and that the Switch 2 is an electronic that tries not to get hot.
Yeah.
Hot air goes through the heat pipe. The quizzes are completed. Oh boy, what a boy.
Alright.
Thanks for playing. No.
You're welcome.
I didn't play the quizzes. I answered them.
But let's get down to brass tacks. Even though I reveled in all of these quizzes for the sheer enjoyment alone, and that is all the reward that I need, I would be a bad, professional, licensed, qualified gaming journalist if I didn't answer the question, do you get anything else for completing the quizzes?
You don't, do you? Yeah, that's why I thought.
Yes. The hospital patient comes to see you, and she says, it means a lot to me. Typical women thanking you for doing quizzes.
I'm not doing this anymore, sorry.
So with Area L, Nintendo Switch 2 console inner area, being the most complex, in-depth and multi-leveled world in the whole game, with the hardest hidden stamps and the most amount of quizzes and insights so far, you'll be ecstatic to hear that they also included the most amount of minigames here as well, too. The first minigame is Slot in the Shapes, a game that I haven't played since the time I couldn't eat solids. It's not just a baby game though, don't listen to the other reviewers, they're wrong. This is absolutely not just a Fisher-Price sorting game. In fact, to quell the spread of misinformation that's so prevalent on the internet nowadays, here's what you actually do. By using the Switch 2 Joy-Con's new mouse mode, you don't just put the shapes in properly, you also have to do it very fast. And that's not even including the fact there's also a sequel, Slot in the Shapes 2 Floating Slots, where the slots now aren't staying still and instead, you guessed it, slot. But this isn't something you end a perfect game on, Nintendo. Come on! You know what perfect minigame you do end a perfect game with? Deathstroke Floaty Frustration, a minigame where Pinocchio has lied one too many times so Geppetto drowned him. I personally am not one that makes a habit of swimming on tables, so I found this minigame a welcome challenge for the final one. But you know me, I'm great. So of course it didn't take me long at all before I got that hidden third medal and my breaststroke was up there with the greats like myself. Not to mention it also closes off everything in the whole game nice and completely by reminding you, just in case you forgot after all the times in the game that you haven't used it, that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons has a new mouse mode.
My goodness. We are home free. All of the quizzes are done and so are the mini-games. I'm lying. Do you remember ages ago there was that strangely veiled threat by the clever quiz patient suggesting that the final part of the Dodge the Spiked Ball minigame is impossible? And I never went back to it because it frightened me. Well, that's not the only minigame in this collection that has a final part only unlocked by having nearly every other medal in the game.
In fact, there are 3. Click Quick 4, requiring 77 medals, Speed Golf 4, requiring 81 medals, and Dodge the Spiked Balls 4, requiring 99 medals. I hope I have enough for them. It's okay, I have enough for them. Starting off with the 3rd highest medal requirement is Click Quick 4, Random Targets. If you thought the idea of clicking things quickly wasn't enough for you in the first 3 parts, Part 4 really throws the concept into overdrive by not giving you any idea where each target will pop up next. You want to see how quick you need to click? Yeah, that still wasn't fast enough. I can't complain though, and I won't complain, because this is of course one of the ending challenges. So does it matter that it took me 17 minutes and a mangled crab shrimp hand to get it? No.
This is just luck.
Next minigame, the second highest medal requirement and therefore the second hardest challenge in the whole game, Speed Golf 4 Pitfall Course.
You
God,
did
then
that
we have
on
the
your
final
first
minigame with
attempt?
The highest medal
That's-
unlock requirement.
that's wow.
Touch the spiked balls 4, twin UFOs, nightmare mode. And if you at home think that is an accurate
no.
subtitle, then I'll let you in on a little strategy that you can do yourself without even practicing the minigame a single time. All you
Yeah.
have to do is get better at socializing, find someone who loves you, and then make them move one of the UFOs while you move the other, and
Yeah,
it'll be done in
of
no
course.
time at all. To be frank, I'm honestly shocked that Nintendo would insult their own customer bases like that. They didn't even consider that people would ever cheat on the
I
hardest
thought about
challenge
that
by
too,
using
but
2 people, because whoever
I've been thinking
actually
about that
bought a Switch
too,
2
but-
must be alone.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh no, jeez, I
Oh,
forgot about you.
it's that
It's
kid.
the final boss fight, everybody. After getting every single medal in the game, he's finally ready to get in the MMA cage, and I'm bigger than him. Come on then, scab. What have you got to say about all of my medals now?
I don't believe it.
Oh wait, is that it? There's no fight?
That's...
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Can I at least get your name?
It's...
Nice to meet you, classified.
Yep.
Is your last name advertising?
Okay, so there may not be a full-on final boss fight to determine who is actually the best medal collector, but I don't need one. I win by default, because I have friends and he doesn't. You see,
Yeah.
with a name like that, it's obvious that even his parents don't like him, so who the hell else will? And just to make sure that he definitely loses, I happen to know every child's #1 weakness, cars.
Yep. Oh!
No matter how
Shut
incredible,
up.
how groundbreaking, how life-affirming this game is, though, as the famous saying goes,
Yeah.
please stop. And in order to stop Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour and finish it off definitively and forever, we've been invited to visit the top secret final room and learn the truth. So off
Yeah.
I run with my little blue twat hat, also known as a twat, all the way over to... Oh, wait, I went the wrong way.
Oh,
So off I
wrong
run
way.
all the way over to... Oh, wait, that was the right way. So off I run all the way over to... Oh, I'm stuck. And here we are, the Nintendo Illuminati. They are all silent, stoic, unflinching, as I tiptoe around them to try and find the final stamps, while I'm trying to work out exactly what they're doing. Oh man, what? System on a chip? I love that band. This sub-area here is the smallest part of the game so far, and yet it's such a small size, not an inch is wasted. It's jam-packed with more of the gameplay we've all come to love and master, running, and then it's all tied up in a bright red bow with the hospital patient lady revealing herself as the true mastermind of this perfect dream you've been witness to. And then she gifts you with the ultimate victory lap to expertly summate everything we've come to learn and love about Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Another quiz. But this isn't
final
like any of the other
quiz.
quizzes so
Here
far.
we go.
There's no insights you need to read, no crutches to lean on, and no guides you can look up online. Instead, you are forced to engage in the deepest and most satisfying battle of wits that the game has prepared you for all this time.
All right,
Featuring
here we
such
go.
Questions as, what is this in the middle of the Joy-Con grip? What shape is the wheel? And what console is this game about? It took me a while and it was a mentally grueling task, but after at least 2 minutes, I was done. This is it. All of the minigames, all of the medals, all of the quizzes, and just before the credits roll, we earned something that made the whole journey worth it. The curator of the exhibit calls me an expert in Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Alright. Aww.
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted my dad to tell me.
Oh, hang on. Wait! Stop! What about all of the lost junk I've been finding with my one singular pocket that can't fit more than one thing in at a time? Don't worry, I didn't forget, and you bet I can't wait to see what reward there is in store for this. Not just for doing all of this as its own separate task, but also for it being the final thing I need to do before 100% completion. Here you go. Everything returned. My community service is now over. Can you please wipe the murder charge? Because if you don't, I'm gonna kill you. I don't believe that anyone has explored this exhibition quite as much as you. I'm honestly not sure how to repay you.
Oh. Everything is officially finished.
So I won't. In conclusion to my long-form video essay journalistic critique, what more can I say about Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour? Hopefully nothing, because this is the conclusion. Even with everything I heavily praised about the final world, Ariel, even I could not see coming how Nintendo would stick the landing and commit to the anticlimax right up until the final line of dialogue. And amongst everything else I've already discussed in terms of the sheer artistic achievement for the medium, that unexpected and unconventional ending forcing you to face the ugliness of human endeavor even after everything the game does conventionally correct, just goes to prove Welcome Tour as Nintendo's Shadow of the Colossus. What was this game, deep down,
Listen up!
Seriously.
truly actually about? You could say that it was an interactive instruction manual, or a free method for Nintendo to train customer service staff, or just a fun little adventure that is indeed a fantastic and flawless game on its own, but spliced with brand new tech demonstrations and educational explanations about how this brand new device works. Reviewers and journalists will likely be grappling with the question of what this game is truly about for the next 30 years and still not have an answer. But I think this character here that appears at the end of the game sums it up better than anyone else ever could. Oh, now I get it. This was a direct look into the workings of the Nintendo Switch 2 console.
As a game alone, it's
joke.
superb. As a launch title, it's mind-blowing. But then when you take into account that just like Astro's Playroom on PS5, it's immediately available, built into the console, and for free, then you realize that it's as close to perfect as a video game can be. My total playtime on Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour was 10 hours and 58 minutes.
Okay.
And was it worth it? Do I feel like any of my time was wasted? Not even for a microsecond, because I'm friends with Scott the Woz on Nintendo, and you aren't.
Alright, sure.
What do you mean it's £8?
Oh.
It's not free.
Yep.
$10?
That's what I thought.
Was it worth it now? No?
Okay, well. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour would go down in history as one of the video games. It is still playable for free, after you buy it first. Long Dennis remained long until his execution in 2093 for assault, driving under the influence, arson, and tax evasion. The coffin wasn't long enough. The Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode. Caddy never found a negative copy of the first ever frame rate. However, while searching for it in Bradford's Media Museum, in a strange twist of fate, he accidentally found Louis the Prince's actual camera. The camera that filmed the first ever frame rate. Oh, hey Stan.
According to this bit of paper in front of me, I need to spend 10 seconds or so reminding you all about the DVD inside the box that's limited at pixelempire.com/caddy in the description below. Yeah, I did it.
Okay, well. And Stan. And what's your word?
I got nothing funny to say. I just want Stan to live forever.
Okay. Well,
in the next video.
That was Caddicarus with The Incredible World of the Best Game Ever Made. That was honestly pretty fun. It was a fun video about the Switch 2 Welcome Tour, and I just didn't really expect to learn more about early camera technology, but whatever. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you guys want me to see in the comments. So until next time, minigames, see ya!